So this guy is close to the power lines. This tree is at the tip of the boot of our property line. This guy is deemed too close and her top is blown out. That little guy right here leans into the lines. This guy was reevaluated and deemed healthy. They're not taking that one out, which is relatively close to the lines, but they've assured me they're not here to cut healthy trees. The little number markers are only for their inventory. They will not be cut. The tree on the right has been deemed healthy and will not be cut. The yellow mark is their mark. The white mark is from the previous survey, and it has been concluded that this one is close to the line and leaning. The tree with just the white mark is from the previous survey. If it doesn't have a yellow mark, they probably aren't going to get it. This guy is leaning and has the top blown out. Kind of hard to see. They're really tall. This guy has been deemed healthy and they will not be removing. Here's our road. These two have root exposure and are very close to the line. They said more often than not, these smaller mid-sized trees are the most dangerous because they could topple over the easiest and hit the line. They'll only be cutting these to the stump. They do not remove the stumps. This tree is for removal. You can see how it swayed, how it has root exposure, and is close to the power line. There was a slight debate about these, but because they're so close together, they're probably going to split in the future. And again, the littler trees are pretty dangerous. These are slotted for removal. You could see where they reevaluated this one and it is not going to be removed with the black mark. Our property line is to those power poles. This side, the side that we never go on, there are 27 trees slotted for removal, and we did not even investigate. I told them that they need to remove the dead trees. They've already been over there twice to reevaluate. You could see that that one was going to go away, but now it's blackened out, and they deem that a healthy tree. I had no idea really what the property line was all about, but like this is all ours on our property. Like, who did all this? There's one back there, two back there, three back there that are leaning or dead already and could potential to fall down. This tree is so close to that one. That tree, those. But you can see the mess. So they do not remove the already dead wood on the property. He said they may move it, they may chip it just to access a tree so they could be safe. But they will not remove all of this dead stuff. But you can see the trees, like that one back in the back, this big one right here, it goes up. And I don't know if you could see it, but it's kind of broken up there. And it leans. He said these little guys right here are the fire starters. They snap easily. And you can see the vegetation is kind of sparse. So these little willy-nillys, they're all going. Root exposure. This guy, again, strikeable distance. This is where they found some bark beetles. He said the bark beetles live in the tops of the trees. So when you cut them, if you leave it on the ground and don't haul it away, they will infest other trees. So I'm sure that these big berms right here are from when they had to do the snow plow. I just had no idea that this was all of our land. Or your land, our land. I just didn't know. There's a lot of work out here. So that big mamba jamba, I think she's blown out on the other side of it. I can't remember, but she's slotted to come out. We're going to release all the wood. So when the tree comes out, when these big ones, because they don't want to damage the other tree, they actually climb the trees, top them out and set them down in sections and pull them out, leaving a stump. There's the power poles, which is the end of our property line. Here's two more little guys right there. I might have already got that one. I just didn't know this was all ours. Like, goodness. How cute. these kids up here work for Core Tree. They're actually analyzers too. They're not arborists. They just analyze and keep track of the inventory and then communicate to the actual contractor who's going to actually do it. This guy, one thing I learned today is when a tree has that dog leg in it, it becomes a weak spot. So that's where the tree will fail. And again, that one's really close to the line. I didn't know these little turnouts were ours too. They said they probably created those when they were snow plowing the roads. Wish I could find about 3 young men that will work for food and a little bit of money, because I mean, shit like this, I mean, me and the girls can manage a little stuff. Shit like that we can't. Those days for me are over. But a lot of this on the ground, dead stuff, we can manage. So mostly in the interior, of course, they only really care about their fucking their power lines. But like this tree right here, let me find it, this one, you can see how it leans. And that's where it'll fail. It'll just uproot, I guess. This one's dead, I believe. So this is from a wound. I don't know if this one's coming out or not. I can't go on the other side because my knee is hurting. But this is from, I asked, what is that caused from? He said, that looks mechanical, meaning one of us threw an axe there, we shot it, whatever. But eventually it'll help, the life of the tree will deteriorate. This one, they said it's okay. That one's a bad lean. This one, behind the pump house, was the one I really spent a lot of time with. You could see how this stump, let me find it, this stump has just gathered water and water and water, which makes it like waterlogged. He said it's never a good idea to have the two species together. So the one on the right, this guy, based on the lean, the root exposure on the other side, and the waterlogged, and it has a massive dog leg in it, it becomes a strikeable. It is scheduled for removal. The one on the right was not scheduled for removal, because it doesn't reach their power lines, but it's dead. So I said, take it. And he said, it's always kind of the discretion. It's not marked. I said, well, mark it. And he said, we can't. He said, if you're here when they cut it, you maybe be able to sweet talk them or whatever. But why would they cut this one and not this one when this one's clearly has zero vegetation and is part of this waterlog wood exposure? So I said, okay, so let's say you take that down and you hit the pump house. They're fully insured. They're bonded through PG&E. They're insured through PG&E. I said, okay. So my house that my daughter's great-grandfather built, and the generator and the pump and everything, he said everything on the property, any outbuildings, is completely insured. We dug that table and that wagon out. It had so much freaking crap on it, but we cleaned it all off. And then we jam-packed in there. And then, of course, this water is due to that little spigot. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that PVC and cap it off for now. You know, we have that spigot out there. And then, of course, the one out front. This spigot drips. So it's old too. It needs to be changed. I've changed spigots. I could totally do that. But I think for now, just do an easy fix and cap that one off so we don't get this. It's just a constant drip when the tank's under pressure. Right now the tank's empty. We emptied everything and we got the generator locked up and put everything off. There are little boxes are sitting in the water, but it is whatever. And then our shelves, great idea, but janky shelves. We're going to get thicker shelves so we could put more on it. And then we're going to get some hooks so we could hook stuff off the ground. We're just out of surface space. You know, like all these axes and stuff, I just want to put up on hooks. Of course, nothing up this way, you know, or nothing into the interior over here. It was interesting. I just didn't realize the orientation of the property. It would be nice to go through it when I'm feeling more healthy and just to see. And there's Becca.